Hello, I am LJ Lotarian once again, and I am 20 years of age, currently lives at Palampon, Leyte, a bona fide VIT student of BS Mari 3rd year Alpha. And today I'm going to be talking about uh, examples of practices and beliefs that I currently follow, but recently proven to be false by the use of philosophical principles, which is used to verify the veracity of those practices. And I will give you two practices that I believe that I am following before, but now that I've used the philosophical principles to um, to analyze if these practices are false or right. And 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 on moving on the topic, the first practice that I believe or I follow is a multitasking. To be a multitasker, I believe that it could produce or it could make us productive as a student or as an individual who likes to do a lot of things in his plate or in his hands. I believe for some for a long time that being a multitasker helps me to improve and to be productive at everything I do, because I can do things simultaneously while doing things at max effort. But because of the philosophical principle stoicism says that I am not really doing I am not being productive when I am a multitasker, because multitasking um, removes your focus on one thing. And the stoicism and the philosophical principle uh, shows that you have to be focused on one thing at a time, because because being focused on one thing at a time can give you a um, deep understanding of how you can do these things or finish the task accordingly. And when you do multitasking with a different task, your focus shifts from one task to another, so it cannot be done. So that practice or belief of mine, the multitasking, is a false practice that I believe on. So because of uh, this philosophical principle, I can now focus my things or my activities in one task, so that uh, I can be productive, or I can finish this task accordingly with much more effort and much more understanding of the task that I'm doing. And the second practice that I will be telling you is that striving to be positive. Striving to be positive, you can think that it is not a negative, it should be a good practice, or it should not be a false practice because of some principles of philosophy. But when the principles of philosophy shows in the existentialism, it states that uh, all all the emotions of a human being shall be conveyed, or that the range of all the emotions of humans should be allowed to be felt. Because striving to be positive means that you want to be positive in every aspect of what you are doing, or what are the situations at hand. For example, when something bothers you that makes you sad and I don't know, maybe angry at some point, but then you are someone who practice or believe that positivity or striving to be positive is the right thing, then you will negate or you will neglect the negative feeling, which is the anger, the sadness. You will nullify that emotion and strive to be happy. But that's wrong, because when someone or when you are feeling this emotion, you need to properly convey those emotions, so that you cannot it won't bottle up and it won't affect you much later, because those negative emotions are meant to be felt. But just because they are negative doesn't mean that they carry a negative um, impact in your life, because it could help you, so that when you again encounter things like this, you may now use, or you may continue to be a better person, because now that you are not striving to be positive, you see things both negative and positive, or I mean, you can see things now accordingly, because you know how to feel happy or sad at the same time, but not at the same time, because no person can feel that way, or maybe there is, but it's not always. So the philosophical principle that I use in this is that when you encountered a opposing emotions, uh, there is a belief, or there is a practice that you should follow using those philosophical principles. Because, for example, when you believe in the principle that knowledge is acquired and wisdom is applied, then how can you know when you are feeling such way, and when to apply the knowledge that you have acquired to get through that situation? Because every emotions greatly affects us in a different way, or in a manner that we may not be able to know unless we feel in that way. So of course, having those beliefs and practice may become so bothering or annoying at some point, because you know, when you get a lot of knowledge on how to carry things, or you may not be able to convey your emotions properly. So that's why I believe that being striving to be positive is a false practice or belief. So we should be able to convey it properly, even if the emotions, even if it's negative. And lastly, for this video, I will say that patience is virtue, because as we can apply those on the two examples I have given in multitasking. Because if you don't have patience, maybe you are trying to achieve things uh, uh, in different ways. So that's why multitasking can be a false practice. That's why you have to focus on one thing at a time, so that you know how that you are doing things better and well. And also, in striving to be positive, you have to always uh, you have to apply, or you have to share the emotions with the negative feelings and the positive, because both of them will affect you in much better way that you may encounter in your life. That's all.